What are your thoughts on what happened in Gaza yesterday? The strike, the bomb, the explosion at a hospital that killed 500. Of course, both sides in the conflict are saying it wasn't them.
Yes, in simple words, it was horrific. What happened in the hospital last night was a very difficult scene and a reality to watch on the ground. We've seen the footages and we have been shocked by the number of civilians, innocent people, children, women have been bombed, killed, hundreds have been injured. And we've announced we have a clear position of that. Like under the international humanitarian law, hospitals and medical staff, ambulances should be safe to be able to provide support and save the innocent people and the civilians. It is very difficult scene. Like for me, when I was watching the news yesterday and I was in contact with our staff on the ground, everyone was horrified and completely scared. And yes, there has been an announcement a few days ago for the hospitals. All Gaza hospitals have been ordered to evacuate, but due to the current situation, the huge number of injured people and the people who need to the healthcare, and in response to the humanity of this health services, all hospitals refused to do that, and all the world condemned the evacuation order that came to these hospitals. So yes, it is horrible. It is a catastrophe. It is a stain on humanity.
And how can, from where you are in the West Bank, is there any route into Gaza to provide humanitarian aid? What's your view on how aid can get into Gaza, if indeed can do?
Yes, it is very difficult. Everyone is looking and watching and hoping for the humanitarian corridor to be open. The World Food Program, the World Health Organizations, many of UN agencies, a lot of international humanitarian organizations are stocking goods, food items, non-food items, medical supplies from the Egyptian side, waiting for that clear and safe passage to transfer these aids for the people who are severely in need for that. On the ground in Gaza, we are working with some of the local NGOs, local partners, and they're doing their best, taking in consideration the current situation, to provide food and non-food items to some of the families that they can reach out to the shelters. The situation is very difficult. Movement is very dangerous. More or less, everyone moves inside the south or the north part of Gaza are exposed to be bombed. So, like, first of all, I wanna show respect and to all our local partners who are trying their best to reach to the people and to provide the support and the aid in the limited resources that they have. We have two partners working on the ground now. The supplies in the market are very rare. They're trying to support as many families as they can. But again, access even to the bulks and to the supplies in some of the storage is very difficult. Transmitting and transporting these aids to the shelters is also difficult and dangerous for those who are working on the ground. Yes.
So tell us what it feels like in the West Bank. There's reports of protests, almost riots against the PLO. Is there a view that the ruling class in West Bank is not condemning Israel enough, has not been active enough against Israel? What's the political feeling in the West Bank about what has happened in Gaza?
Yeah, I'm not in a position to answer this question.
Okay.
We are a humanitarian organization, and we are trying to support the people who are in need for that aid.
That's a very, very fair answer. Just before you go then, do you feel hope at all, Wissam, that this will get better? Biden is coming into Israel. There are calls for humanitarian assistance. Do you feel that that will open up? How hopeful do you feel?
What I know that we cannot afford losing hope, because if we lose hope, many innocent souls gonna lose their lives. So we cannot afford losing hope. We are doing all what we can, and we know that many international organizations and human rights defenders and some countries also are pushing for that to happen as soon as possible in order to rescue the innocent people of Gaza. We are talking about 2.3 million living in a very difficult humanitarian situation. No water, no food, no electricity, medical supplies are almost running out. People literally are sleeping in the streets and in the sidewalks and in the gardens and the yards of the hospitals, in any space and place they have. If nothing happens soon, the whole world gonna witness a horrific catastrophe happening in Gaza.